Ever wondered why two simple words, I am, could make people so angry they'd want to kill someone? It sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what happened when Jesus said them. Let us dive into one of the most explosive moments in the Bible and uncover a secret hidden in plain sight. The scene is set in John chapter 8. Jesus is in a tense debate with the religious leaders, the Pharisees. They're questioning his authority, his origins, everything about him. The conversation gets heated, and they bring up their revered ancestor, Abraham. They proudly declare, Abraham is our father. Jesus then drops a line that completely shatters their worldview. He tells them, your father Abraham rejoiced at the thought of seeing my day. He saw it and was glad. The Pharisees are stunned. They mock him, saying, you are not yet 50 years old, and you have seen Abraham. They think he's either delusional or a liar. Abraham lived almost 2,000 years before Jesus. How could this man possibly have seen him? And this is where it happens. This is the moment that changes everything. Jesus looks at them and says, in John 8:58, very truly I tell you, before Abraham was born, I am. Now, to us, I am might just sound like a simple statement of existence. But to his first-century Jewish audience, this was a lightning bolt. They immediately understood what he was claiming. They didn't hear I was or I existed. They heard I am. Why was that so significant? To find the answer, we have to travel back in time, all the way to the book of Exodus. Imagine Moses, a fugitive shepherd, standing before a bush that's on fire but isn't burning up. God speaks to him from the bush and gives him an impossible task: go back to Egypt and free the Israelites from slavery. Moses is full of doubt. He asks God, suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they ask me, what is his name? Then what shall I tell them? And God's reply, in Exodus 3:14, is the key to our whole story. God says to Moses, I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites, I am has sent me to you. I am. This is God's personal, covenant name. It's not just a title, it's a declaration of his eternal, self-existent nature. He doesn't depend on anything or anyone for his existence. He just is. He is the beginning and the end, the uncreated creator. This name, in Hebrew Yahshua, was so sacred, so holy, that later generations of Jews wouldn't even dare to speak it aloud, instead substituting it with Adonai, meaning the Lord. So, fast forward back to the temple courtyard with Jesus and the Pharisees. When Jesus says, before Abraham was born, I am, he's not just saying he's old. He is taking the sacred, personal name of God from the burning bush and applying it directly to himself. He was making the clearest, most undeniable claim of divinity. He was saying, I am the eternal, self-existent God who spoke to Moses. Suddenly, the Pharisees' reaction makes perfect sense. Their rage wasn't just about disrespect. In their minds, Jesus had committed blasphemy, the most serious sin imaginable, a human being claiming to be God. The law in Leviticus was clear. The punishment for blasphemy was death by stoning. That's why John 8:59 says, at this, they picked up stones to stone him. They weren't just having a bad day, they believed they were carrying out God's law. This one statement, I am, separates Jesus from every other prophet or teacher. He wasn't just pointing the way to God, he was claiming to be God. It's a claim that leaves no middle ground. You either accept it or you reject it as the ultimate blasphemy. This is the core of the Christian faith, the fact that Jesus, the carpenter from Nazareth, is the great I am who stepped out of eternity and into our world. So, the next time you read those words, I am, remember their power. They are not just two simple words, they are the secret name of God, a declaration of eternal existence, and the ultimate claim of Jesus Christ. It's a revelation that still echoes through history, demanding a response from every one of us. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you understand the Bible a little better, please give it a like and subscribe for more content that dives deep into the scriptures. See you next time.